In the 1.18 update, Minecraft introduced the new mega caves and mountains, completely renewing one of the most important mechanics of the game, mining. All the players, including me, were captive with these new underground spaces, full of blocks, biomes, and challenges inside. However, with the passing of the time, the charm of these mega caves has begun to fade. In my case, at the beginning, every time I found a mega cave, I went to the bottom, but now I only go into them to look for resources most important, and then run away from there, leaving behind many surprises to explore. I thought it was just me, but I realized that the same thing happens to other friends, and probably by listening to my words you also feel identified. For this reason, the caves no longer feel like before. Welcome back to Bobicraft, but in English! To begin to understand this very important problem of caves, we first have to go back in time before, and we will have to compare the old mines with the new ones, starting with the old ones first. Look at this cave here for 60 seconds, and you can see it in this counter on the top left. For this exercise, it is very important that you pay close attention, and that you analyze absolutely everything that happens during this mining. We start at 3, 2, 1, you should know that it is a totally random mine and that I don't know it. And the first thing I want you to notice in these old mines, how all the minerals are within reach of my pick. Here we have iron, I can easily reach it. I can continue mining. And if, for example, I find a mineral up on the roof, I can reach it without placing any type of block. That is, I don't have to make stairs to stop and reach the minerals. I can get them from down here. And that's the way it is in almost or most of all ancient caves. It is a frenetic mining, where you can find minerals in a surprising way without stopping. Unless you find a lake of lava, you can go on and everything will be within reach of your simple and fast arm. It is as if they were fast mines, as if it were a fast food restaurant and you get everything much faster. So well, time is up. What conclusion can we draw in this ancient mining? Well, under my analysis, I think that we can summarize ancient mining in a simple phrase: immediate responses. And what I mean by immediate responses? Well, two several things. First of all, once you enter an old mine, you will find minerals everywhere, on the walls, on the ceilings, on all sides. That generates a certain addiction since you find minerals all the time and you want to mine them all. Your brain tells you that keep looking and keep looking. The only way you can stop is for your inventory to fill it completely. The second important thing is that easy access. We have to all the minerals from all the ancient caves. You will practically never need to make a ladder to get the ores from the ceiling. Even the furthest source can be obtained just by jumping, and that's it. All these immediate answers from old versions cannot be found in the new caves. And to demonstrate it, we are going to mine this cave here, which are excessively common since 1.18 was added. In the same way, I will only give you 60 seconds. I will have the same equipment and you will have to analyze everything that happens. In 3, 2, 1, let's start. First, we have the first minerals here. And yes, it has been an instant response. Perfect, the first iron. But hey, let's continue going into the mine. And my second mineral? Well, here, nice. Nothing happens, we still have immediate answers. Perfect, more coal. And here, okay. The problems are starting. I don't have any minerals around here. There's nothing here. Oh look, here's one. Not bad. Nothing bad. But if I want to get that iron, I already have a lot of problems. Well, maybe I can get it from here. It's not bad and there's coal here. But what happens if I go through this little water? We have coal on the ground. But I will add to emerald that is above. Or that coal. You can clearly notice how the immediate response is totally different. Everything takes a lot longer. I'm exploring a lot of caves and I only get a few materials. In the time I've been exploring, I haven't gotten as many minerals as in the old updates. But hey, time is up and we are going to continue exploring a bit, so you can understand why everything takes longer. Suppose my goal is to get iron, however, the closest iron I have is that one there. What I have to do is too much complicated. I have to mine a lot of blocks and gradually go up. This will take time and only to get 2 iron ores. What conclusion do we draw from these new caves? Well, in this case there are two phrases: immediate responses but with delayed reward. Because of course, a mega cave allows you to see all the minerals around and there are plenty of them, but it will take take twice or as long to get them, and not only because of the size of the caves, but also because of the deep slate, which is very hard to mine. This means that before we could loot the caves more, now we leave them empty. If we compare mining with social networks, all mining would be the equivalent of seeing shorts or TikTok, constant immediate responses, while mining 1.18 is like enjoying a good podcast. It will take you longer to finish it, but the result will be quite better, because in the end you will learn more from an hour podcast than a minute TikTok. And yes, definitely, the new caves have a lot more content than the old caves. If you really stick around exploring them, you're going to get a very good reward like in the podcast. The problem is that not everyone has that patience. I love watching podcasts. However, I cannot always finish them since I don't have time and I have to go. The same thing happens with the caves. Get the resources from the start and then you leave. Although a player leaves the cave without grabbing everything, used to happen in the old versions too. I present to you the ravines. Any player who has played a few versions ago will know them. The ravines were these strange cracks that appear in the middle of our worlds and that could drop many blocks down. Now, all those veterans will remember that although the ravines are epic, the most common way to mine them was to go to the bottom, and once here you started to collect the minerals that were close to the ground, and once you finished with all the minerals below, many times you didn't dare to mining the ores that were on the top, because they are extremely hard to get. You had to break a lot of blocks, make too many bridges. It was quite a challenge. And yes, maybe you made 1 or 2 bridges, but most of the players didn't finish looting all the ravine, and I think the ravine can give us some interesting context as to why mining in Minecraft doesn't feel the same anymore. Since the time of the ravines, our player was used to mining what was necessary and then getting out of the ravine. Tell me below in the comments and leave your like if you also left the ravines halfway. Most did it only for reasons of time. The funny thing is that now the size of the ravines has become the standard size of the caves of 1.18. Practically all the players already brought that mindset of not undermining everything, and we were only used to small caves, so they realized the problem of feeling that mining is no longer the same. And not only for that, I think another reason why it doesn't feel the same anymore is the lighting. With a single torch before, we could light up practically the entire place. Now a torch doesn't make much difference, and this could only be scary for younger people, but it can also be quite serious technical problem, since it exists on screens and devices with very low brightness. Just imagine having a device poor brightness in a cave without torches. This mining is done twice as fast complicated, so definitely the lighting makes mining feel the same, but then there is nothing to do? Are these caves just a bad and that's it? Well, in my opinion, I think not. I think the real problem is not the new generation of caves, but the way we are mining. Obviously, you cannot consume a TikTok in the same way as a podcast, nor can we expect to mine in the same way as before. It took us many years for Mojang to update the caves, and I think we have to take more advantage of them. A good way is to stop expecting immediate responses as in the small caves. First, you have to be more relaxed. Secondly, get a lot of coal and torches before going to the mines. In this way, you can do the embroidery technique, which consists of first skirting all the caves and then little by little go to the center. Once you finish with the entire edge, this technique will allow you to explore the entire cave and also find more minerals, and those continue with your instantaneous answers. You will see that it's much more fun to border first and leave the center until the end. It's just a matter of changing our way of seeing mines, changing our perspective, and obviously getting used to it. Curiously, the Minecraft community has already gotten used to changing past mining. In 2013, snapshot 13W36A happened. This snapshot modified the generation of caves, and a lot of people got angry about this. Before those snapshots, the caves were all connected, so you could mine infinitely without stopping. But when that snapshot was released, the caves weren't connected so much anymore, something that we can see nowadays. Not everything is connected. Curiously, from those snapshots, the popularity of Minecraft dropped. It is not known if it was because of that, but maybe it affected something. I am telling you all this because if the community adapted to such an important change in the caves, I think all of us can do it too with these mega caves. And if someone refuses anyway, well, there are still the little caves that you can visit. So maybe you won't throw yourself into the big caves so much anymore and look for more this small. Click on the left to see more interesting Minecraft videos, and on the right you have a video suggested by the YouTube algorithm.